I can't take it anymore.
Good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good morning, Blurtsters, wherever you are around the world. You are listening to the Blurt.
We acknowledge the First Nations peoples of this land, the traditional custodians, and pay our respects to their elders past, present, and future. We recognise the ongoing impacts of colonisation and the importance of a voice to Parliament to ensure the sovereignty and self-determination of First Nation peoples is respected and upheld. We commit to working together towards a just and equitable future for all Australians.
Hi, I'm Keely, and tonight I'm coming to you from the Wurundjeri country Kulin nation of the Wurrung people. Sovereignty was never ceded, always has been, and always will be Aboriginal land. On this wonderful Premiership 2023 October day, it is 11 past 8 if you're in Melbourne. But if you're in Queensland, I believe it's 11 past 7 at night.
7.
Or 7? It is 7. And good evening, Wency.
Good evening. We are the winners, but before I get to that, I am coming to you from the traditional landowners of the Dja peoples. For those who are unfamiliar with that area, I am outside of Dalesford in a little town called Wheatsheaf.
Wheatsheaf?
Wheatsheaf, or it's spelt wheat, S-H-E-A-F. So is it wheat heath or is it wheat sheaf? Wheat heath or wheat sheaf? I've
got no idea. It sounds like sheep heat.
idea.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Wheat Bix? I don't know. I've got no idea. I don't know. I don't know where the place
Take your
is.
pick.
But where are we? I just had to do this before we started.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep it on the loop. Just keep it on the loop. PIES Premiers 2023. Come on! Get into it.
We are the winners.
Look, honestly. So, look, we'll do
Never
way
gets
more
old and
of,
doesn't get tiring to listen
never
to.
Ever does, and we will do more of that very, very soon. But we'll just have that wonderful song just in the background, and we will just talk over it at the moment. Although it keeps stopping on me, and I'm not really sure why, because it shouldn't be doing that. It should not be stopping.
We don't want to turn off everyone listening to the show. But
yes, no, that's okay for this week. As long as they come back for next week, that's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, true.
So you are in.
And if they're a true fan, they should stick with us regardless.
Yes, true. If you are joining us for the first time, good evening. You've joined us on a sports of all sorts evening, which we will be showcasing Collingwood Football Club because we won the Premiership 2023. But anyway, we'll talk about that more later on. But if it is the first time you've watched us and you're from overseas and you don't know what football is, well, not much point in listening to us because we'll be a little bit technical and you probably won't understand. So maybe one time we'll explain what football is for the overseas viewers at some stage. But anyway, do enjoy what we have coming for you. We are doing Party in the USA for our last segment this evening, and we've got heaps to say about that. But look, Wency, I know you've got tons to say, and I want to hear what you have to say. But just before you do, I have to do this because I realised that when we had a chat last week, that I had a bit of... just bear with me. I'm just flailing here for a second. I had a bit of this to sort out. We don't need no...
Right. I don't remember what you had for homework.
Did. Yeah, no. So what it was, the stinky ornamental pear tree that I told you about.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Why it was stinky and how long it was stinky for. So I did do a bit of research because I do that on the show. and just block your ears if things make you go a little bit irky, people, because this is okay. Anyway,
All right.
so
Intrigued.
so what's with the smell? Basically, they smell like they do to attract insects. And anytime plants emit fragrances, it's typically to attract pollinators. And that's what the pear is doing very, very well.
Right.
We normally associate sweet smells with trying to attract bees, but a lot of plants all over the world use really horrible smells in order to attract beetles, flies, and pollinators.
Interesting.
In the world of chemistry, these smells are known as volatile amines, which basically means it's molecularly similar to ammonia.
Oh, which is rotten eggs.
Yes,
Oh, no,
correct.
it's not rotten eggs. That's sulfur. No, that's sulfur.
Yeah, it's sulfur. And sorry, that is,
Yeah, true.
But ammonia does have a horrible... Ammonia has that... You know when cheese is too ripe and it's just been too long, and then you bite into it and you go, ugh, too much ammonia.
Okay.
That is what that's what we're talking about here. Yeah, ammonia gets into, that molecularly similar type of ammonia gets into heaps of things. But in the case of the ornamental pear, what you're smelling is the trimethylamine and the dimethylamine, both of which smell like ammonia.
Huh.
And the twist in the story is that there's ammonia in semen, and that's why it smells a little bit like that when you go past an ornamental pear in bloom.
Right.
Yes.
Interesting.
So there you go.
There you go.
Something
Who'd
you
have thought?
probably didn't know before, but now you know. If you are going to be anywhere near an ornamental pear and it's in bloom, I would get away from it quite quickly because
Stay clear.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. It's not nice at all.
Pretty stinks.
But back to you after the homework. What's going on, my friend?
Yes.
You look like you sort of need like a hot toddy and a little nana to put a blankie around you. You just don't quite look your normal, vibrant, vivacious self.
If I sound congested and sound like I have a cold, you're wrong. But I do have those symptoms. The last 2 days, I have been clearing out rubbish and junk.
You've got hardcore hay fever.
Yes, it's hay fever basically. Clearing out junk from a shipping container that was mum and dad's shed on their country property. Because I landed in Melbourne yesterday morning and went straight to their property to clear it out and put stuff into the big skip bin, which we managed to fill today to the brim.
Jesus, I hope there was no asbestos or anything like that.
No. It's just all junk stuff. Old coffee tables, chairs, bicycles, just all sorts of household rubbish, basically. Found a few gems like an old platter made out of what would have been what was it? It's like straw but hardened with resin on it, and it was Gold Coast. Had Gold Coast on it, and it had all the different cities, and had a picture of a sun with sunglasses on. What else did it have?
That's a 1980s or 1990s or something. I have seen that.
Spot on.
I remember the sun. Yes, I remember the sun with the glasses. Yeah.
So it would have been a trip we did when I was 8 years old in 1980 when we went from Melbourne. So there's showing you, everyone now knows my age. When we went from Melbourne to Queensland and we stopped off in Brisbane and Gold Coast and other places.
Keep using the Grecian scene 2000, you'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I know the exact year we got that one. So surprised it's still around.
Yes, but that just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, why? Why is it still around?
Why did we keep it, or why did we buy it?
Yeah, why wasn't it burned?
Exactly.
I mean, why? I mean, seriously. This was.
But looking at it now, I just go, oh my God, we still got it. It's amazing.
It's funny. I know what that's like because I had to clean my dad's stuff out in 2020, and he said to me before he died, he knew he was going to die, and he said to me before he died, I mean, we all know we're going to die, but like he knew he was going to die moderately soon, and he said to me about a month or so beforehand, he said, "Oh, look, I've got it all sorted. It's all good. You won't have to do anything. I've got it completely organized for you. It'll be nice and easy, blah, blah, blah." Bullshit. And so if anyone is listening out there and unfortunately you do have, not unfortunately, but you have older parents and, maybe they are getting to that age that maybe, you don't know how much longer they're going to be around or whatever the situation is, sooner or later, you are probably going to have to sort out their estate, etc. So if you haven't had a chat with them, do have a chat with them and make sure that when, that time does come, you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours trying to find where everything is, because it is really, really hard and annoying.
Painful.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously there's emotion attached.
And emotional, I bet. I assume.
Oh, for sure. But when you get past all that, you're just like, damn right. Like, oh my God, seriously, why didn't you tell me about this when you were alive? That's sort of, that's sort of the conversations you start having. So, but it was funny. I mean that from sort of that. I mean, I'm just really talking paperwork there, but not even talking about the physical stuff. The amount of crap that we threw out of my dad's. It's like, Dad, you knew you didn't need this for the last 3 years, and it's not like you were sick for the last 3 years. You were sort of okay, and you could have cleaned this stuff out. You didn't need it, but
you could have just done it bit by bit.
I know. So we are
well, in my
actually
case,
trying.
My parents haven't passed, so we're not in that situation.
Yeah,
but you still ask the question, why have you still got this shit?
Yes.
Like you say.
Actually asked it. I mean, we're trying to. I mean, we're actually trying now to very much live by that and just thin out everything we have. We just, unless it's 100% necessary, It was interesting. Ness said something to me the other day, and it was regarding sort of holding on to stuff and sort of hoarding things, etc. Because I was talking about I wanted to get the Collingwood 2023 magazine and all this sort of stuff, because I've still got I've got a whole bunch of stuff my mum got for me for the 1990 premiership, and I've still got a whole bunch of papers for the 2010 premiership as well. A whole bunch of info on that. And so I thought, I'd sort of do the same. And then I was talking to Ness about it, and she said a couple of things. And obviously at the time I sort of just went, I want the 2023 stuff for the PIES. Because it's good memory. But it was interesting because she was just saying that the more and more you sort of get rid of that you don't actually, because like I've got this 1990 stuff and I've got this 2010 stuff, but when's the last time I looked at it?
Yeah, exactly. I've still got memorabilia from the Halley's Comet when it came past Earth in 1986 somewhere. And do you think I've looked at it since?
No. I know. That's what, So that's exactly what I mean. It's like, why do we keep this stuff? It's just, I don't know. We find it hard to just get rid of things just in general, So we are definitely trying to do that more and more. It's not buy stuff, but one thing I did do, I did buy a Premier's 2023 T-shirt, so I'm waiting for that to come.
Yes, I want to do the same. If they haven't sold out yet.
I know. Well, what happened was, as soon as the grand final won, I had all this stuff come up on my phone. Just went bang, 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 bang. The Collingwood merchandise. They must have had it ready, like just instantaneously.
Oh yeah, they were just ready. They just went, Go.
You know the worst part is though. You know the worst part is if they had lost, is that all just wasted? And does that mean that Brisbane has a whole bunch of Premiers 2023 staff? That what are they going to do with it?
Yeah, I don't know. I suspect that they had the designs ready, and it's only when they win that's when they decide, right, okay, now we can start the production. So do you have a time frame as to how long it's going to take to get the t-shirts?
I think it said I'll have to check. I have to check my email, but I think it said 5 business days, 10 business days or something. I don't know, but as I say, as soon as it finished, I jumped on because exactly the reason that you said. I thought, oh, it'll probably sell out and I won't get a chance. So. But yeah, I mean, I suppose the difference there is I will actually wear the shirt.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and I have to make up for the one that Ness ripped up last time.
At the risk of getting punched.
There's far more of us than there is of them. Believe me. So I'm not too fussed about it. Not too fussed about it.
Yeah, haters are going to hate.
Yes, they are. They are indeed. But there wasn't too many haters where I was on Saturday, so that was pretty cool.
Oh,
but
having said that,
yeah.
Before you change topic, I've been wearing my Collingwood jumper, the one that I wore last week on the show.
The retro one
yesterday,
the retro 80s one.
Yeah, the retro Collingwood, t-shirt, jumper, because it has been cold here today. I was wearing that today.
Oh, for you especially
in Central Victoria. Yes.
Yeah.
In Maryborough, I was wearing it, and I was really surprised how many Collingwood supporters there were. There were shops with Magpies paraphernalia. Yeah. I went into Priceline to get some hay fever tablets, and the girl at the counter said, "Oh, I love your jumper, by the way. Aren't we the best team?" And I said, "Yes, we are." So yeah, there's a lot of Pie supporters. Apparently, even around Dalesford, there's a lot of them.
I went to an interview last week before we had a grand final, and when I went to my interview, I went downstairs. I was in it's a quite lovely building, and because of that, everything's really, really expensive. To get a sandwich, it's $16, and I'm like, I don't want to pay $16 for a sandwich, thanks. So I went across the road, and it was only a couple of days before the grand final. So I went across the road, and I saw the church, and the church had a sausage sizzle on.
Yeah.
And I checked out the time. And I went, 11:30. Yeah. You beauty, you'll be on right now. So I went up and I got my sausage, etc. And as it nearly always is with churches, there was old people everywhere, sort of thing. But they're lovely, lovely people. And I got in there and I was getting my sausage and blah blah blah, and there was a couple of ladies there, and I had my Collingwood scarf on, just it was a little bit nippy at the time. I had my Collingwood scarf on, and she just sort of tugged my scarf and went, "I love your scarf," and she was about probably 70 plus, and she was giving out the whatever's in the sausages, etc. And then there was another lady next to her that had a little Collingwood scarf on as well. So yes, everywhere, my friend, everywhere. Yes.
Nice.
So how's it all going up there, and how long are you in Victoria for? What's happening? Have you got stuff to tell us?
Basically, a night here or there at various places. At my mother-in-law's in Wheatchief. For tonight, tomorrow back to Melbourne. Weet-Bix. Off to Melbourne tomorrow afternoon, where I'll stay in Williamstown for the next few nights, and leave Saturday back to Brizzy.
Back to Brizzy on Saturday. What time on Saturday?
Afternoon, mid-afternoon. Can't remember the exact time, but
okay.
I'll be home in time for dinner, basically.
Yeah, cool. So that'll be,
especially now with daylight savings.
Yeah. So by the time you get back, it'll be 1967. Is that? No, so I mean it'll be
1957.
You've 1957, yes.
You were close.
That's
You were
right.
close.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Joke never gets old. For anyone who's listening, we probably say this joke every October.
No, it never ever gets old. It does not. But it does mean that you're going to have to be on your mettle again when it comes to us doing the show. So, what time did we decide last time was better? Did we say 8 was still okay? That made it 7 for you.
Yeah,
Did we say
8's
that
still
was all
okay.
right?
Just 7 o'clock for me, which works fine for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. All good. All good. Yeah. Well, if you can hear it, we do have the old. Yep, it's playing. Don't worry about that. It's playing the old. So we might as well talk about it. So where did you watch the grand final? Wednesday?
Right. It was really exciting, and I had a big crowd watching it. It was in my living room and by myself. So it was a little bit sad to be screaming, go, yes, oh, come on, we got to win this. Doing all of these emotions all by myself.
Like this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. But it's by yourself.
So, I mean, yeah, not very exciting.
No. But how did you feel? How did you feel watching the game? Did you think that we were sort of in the I can't find the word I'm looking for, which is really annoying. In the right spot to sort of to win most of the time, or were you on the edge of your seat all the time, or did your heart sort of
definitely on the edge of my seat? Definitely on the edge of my seat for the whole match. I think like a lot of matches we played throughout the year, it was always, I think we're going to win, but God, I wish they kicked more goals, or why do they keep missing easy goals and things like that. So I was worried many times, as I'm sure you were and many other fans. But as we've done many times throughout the year, I knew that they had it in them to get through those tough pressure points and get through and either hold ball steady and control the time, or just know when to get the right goals and things like that. So,
well, I've got to say, I mean, you're spot on. I mean, some of the goals they got were just ridiculous. The clutch ones by Jordan De Goey and Sidebottom and Chris, those ones were just phenomenal. They were all on the 50 or even further out than that. It was interesting because the one that Sidebottom kicked, I think it was about 53 meters or something, and I'd heard him speak a little while ago that on his right he could maybe get 50 if he's lucky nowadays, but on his left he's like 45 or something. It's a little bit shorter sort of thing. So when he got the free, and rightly he should have, the 50 meters, and it brought him up to the 50, I was like, oh, he's going to have a shot. I was really quite surprised. But what he mentioned was that he felt he had a wind behind him.
Right.
So he felt a wind behind him, and he went, oh, no, I reckon I can kick this. And so, so he did. But
all he had to do was just shoot true.
Yeah, so nice a long way, though.
That's all he needed.
It's a long way. It's a long way. Yeah, it's a long way to kick a ball that straight. It really is. But, I mean, the Bears were just really lucky that, as you say, we kept missing. Because...
Lions, you mean?
No, the Bears. They will always be the Bears to me.
Oh, you're going to get Vicky offside.
Oh, yes, I will. I love Vicky, but, your team sucks. I'm sorry. And, anyway, so the Bears, they were very lucky that we kept missing because we kept them in the game, really. And basically that's what happened to Hawthorn and Geelong in, I think, 2008 or 2009 or something. I think Geelong kicked, I think this is right, 13 points in a row. And, you would think having that many shots at goal, there is no way you could possibly lose. You must be having so many shots. I mean, you're going to have to kick a goal sooner or later. No, they did not.
Eventually, yeah. They didn't.
Stuart
Yeah.
Dew kicked a goal out of his ass from 55 metres out or something on a corner, right on an angle. And then, they won the game type thing. So I was getting concerned when they kept missing. And they missed so many. In the third quarter, they kicked 1-6.
I know, but they made up for it in the fourth. So,
well, in the fourth quarter, they both scored exactly the same amount because we were 4 points up at 3/4 time. And that's what we won by.
True.
So it was exactly the same. But no, I had actually said I thought we'd probably win by 3 goals. And I think if they had probably kicked as well as I believe they could have, we probably should have won by 5, to be honest. I know a lot of Lions supporters will not be happy with what happened right at the end. I think it was like 2 minutes or something when there was a tackle and there was an advantage given, but it wasn't a real advantage. But I was looking.
So people think it should have been a free kick instead.
Yeah, and it could have maybe gone into the 50, etc. I mean, Danaher might have taken the mark or etc. etc. But what those people would need to remember is to watch the whole game and see how many advantages you did get. Because I know you missed out on that one, but there was at least 3 when I watched the whole game that I noticed that I went, well, if we had got that one, that would have been a goal, etc. etc. So, so it's all swings and roundabout stuff. But we had a guy called Billy Frampton, and you'll see him on our banner right at the back. He's standing next to Coxie there. If you can see him, there's 3 tall guys, or 4 tall
with
guys.
The V.
Darcy Moore
with the V.
Well, the V is actually side bottom, putting his hand between Frampton's hands.
Oh yeah, there's 2.
Two premierships. So so I had to study that because I was trying to work out where the hand was coming from. So
it does look a bit like it's photoshopped there.
Yes, it does, but it is not. But it's interesting. I love the fact that Billy Frampton is in a premiership team and played in a premiership team because I think he had 2 possessions for the whole day. And the worst part is, if Dan McStay had played, he probably would have kicked at least 3 goals because there was 2 beautiful, beautiful chances that Frampton had of taking a mark, and he was right in front of goal, like he was 10 metres out. And it actually went into his hand. No one spoiled it or anything. He just fumbled it and missed it. And it happened twice and was right in front of goal. So Dan McStay would have gobbled those up. So that's why I say we probably should have won by about 5, to be honest. But bad kicking's bad football. But we got there in the end, so
exactly.
That's good.
Credit to the Lions. They did very well. They kept us on our toes, made it a really interesting match, quite entertaining.
Well, by them...
Nearly had a heart attack again.
By them not missing so often, yes, you're correct.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they kicked... in the end, I think they kicked 12-9.
13-8, and we did
12-20.
12-18 to us, sorry.
Yeah, 12-18,
Yeah, and 13-8.
Yeah, 13 shots to 21. That's right, 30 shots to 21. So I say we should have won by about 3 or 4 goals. Because they weren't just rush behinds. There was dead set misses there. So, but anyway, it's funny because I heard the punters talking about who's going to be at the grand final next year. I'm like, really? You're going to pick that now, are you? And it was funny because none of them picked Collingwood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, none of you picked us this year either, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
But
so who are they saying for next year, for 2024?
The Blues again. They keep jumping on the Blues bandwagon. And GWS, which I think is a fair enough call, because I would actually say we were luckier to beat GWS than we were to beat Lions.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Still
think.
both close matches, but
Yeah, but I think they took us right absolutely to the wire, GWS. They've done it lots of times. We always compete with them hard. But a couple of facts. That's 16 times. I think the last 16 times Brisbane has played on the MCG, they've lost 15.
right.
That's not a good record.
So played 16 but lost 15.
15.
So they've only won 1 out of 16 at the
Correct.
G,
Correct.
regardless of what team.
Correct. So that's not good for them.
No.
Because where they're winning at Marvel, or they're winning away, or they're winning at their ground, which is quite small. But they've got to learn to play the big ground. So because that's where the big dance is, and but good chance they might be there next year. Who knows? But
Yeah.
another nice thing that happened on the premiership day, we didn't talk about it, but our coach and their family had a little baby.
Yes, they did. And did you hear what they called the baby?
No.
It's a baby girl.
Yeah.
Have one guess.
Pendles.
Nope.
Side bottom.
Okay, you got your one guess. I was waiting for more. No, it's a girl.
Darcy.
Nope. What's our mascot?
A magpie.
It's a girl's name.
What?
And what do we sometimes call our mascot or supporters? Maggie's. So they called her Maggie.
Oh, they called her Maggie. Did they? I love that name. I think Maggie's lovely. That's lovely.
So I don't know if it's actually Maggie or whether it's Margaret, but I heard that, they called her Maggie.
Oh, I love that name. I love some of the old names. That's a great name.
Yeah.
So much better than Trinity or bloody Shaznique or those, I don't know.
And Trinity spelled TR1NTIEY.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, so congratulations, Fly. And also thank you so much for being such a mentor to the team, because you've made thousands of people, probably millions of people very, very happy. So you think the violence should be down for a while?
Yeah. Hope so.
I had someone say to me today, who do you barrack for? And I said, they just won. And he said, Collingwood. But he said, but you've got your teeth. I said, yes, I do. I have a fantastically healthy set of teeth. Thank you very much. That might have been old
never been
Collingwood
to prison.
Supporters. Yes, that's
exactly.
Right. But I got to say, though, there was interest. Sorry, go for it.
No, you go first.
I was just going to say there's an interesting mix of people at the live site.
Oh, was there?
Yes, there were.
And which one were you at?
I was at the Collingwood live site. I was at AIA Centre, which is where the glass house is, which is where our clubhouse is, basically.
Which is almost directly across the road from the G, isn't it?
Yes, that's 100% correct. Yes. So the nice thing about that was that I was a fair old boy. You see, if people don't know, it was about 29 degrees and it was hot as hell on Saturday to play a grand final. And there wasn't any shade where I was. So I basically went into the shade and then I watched the first half of the game on my phone.
Oh, really?
on the
you would have been delayed.
On the 7+ app. Yes, you're 100% right. But you know the beautiful thing about that, the absolute beautiful thing about that is I'd be watching the game, I'd be watching it, and then out of the corner of my eye, I would see and hear 1,000 like tens of thousands of people in front of me going, "Yay!" So I knew that in 20 seconds' time, something really good's about to happen. It was such a good way to watch it. It was really good. It was
true.
It was very good. But the other thing was because we were so close to the live site, we could hear the whole KISS concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it was.
And wasn't
just,
that a good concert?
Yes, it was. What did they do? 3 songs, 4 songs? I can't remember.
4 or 5, I think. Can't remember exactly.
Oh, was it? Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this today at lunch, actually. I remember a few years ago when Jack Revolt got up and sung with the Killers.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I don't remember that. I don't know if you remember that, but they had entertainment after the grand final.
Oh, right.
And
after.
Yeah, after. And I don't know if they had it last year. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah, they didn't seem to have anything this year. But I'm wondering if that was because they had KISS and KISS is 70, and it's not like they're going to perform again. So
yeah,
they
exactly.
need to
And I
go
always
home.
and I always thought the big acts, and I always thought the big acts came during halftime, not pre-show or pre-match.
Yeah,
Or am I just remembering incorrectly?
Yeah, no, that's NFL.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, that's NFL.
Yep.
And
Right.
and it doesn't happen in NRL either. They have their show right at the start.
At the start.
Yeah. Because I don't know what the break is in NFL. I'm not sure. The game seems to go forever.
Yeah, it does. A bit like basketball. Stoppages and everything else.
Yeah, timeouts and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. We got the team in the back.
Yeah.
It's taken 13 years since our last one, and we'll just revel in this for a couple of weeks, I think. Do you know, it's quite funny because I was talking to a friend of ours recently, and I was just saying it's weird because, it's great. We won. Yay. We wanted to win for a long time. We've been riding the team to get to the grand final and win and everything else. And I said, in 3 weeks' time, no one's going to give a shit.
No.
No one's even going to care. But we won't even care that much. It'll just be like in the back of our brain going, yeah, I won. Yeah, great. Move on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
but I think we can be... Yeah, go on.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say that we'll just obviously remember the grand final, go, oh yeah, that's right, we won.
Yes,
and be really happy about it, not be upset. That's the difference.
Yes, that is true. It will be a happy memory. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. But
you were going to say?
I was going to say what we might do is just go for a quick break, and we might do some party in the USA. So I think that's enough pie talk, probably.
I think so.
Probably
especially for our listeners.
I was going to say we probably scared enough listeners in the way, so
yeah, exactly.
We should probably get on with it. So I will do that in about now.
Almost there. Almost there.
The Australia Institute produces high-quality research that has real-world impact, whether it's revealing the $10.3 billion in fossil fuel subsidies provided by federal and state governments last year, or our long-standing research advocating for a federal anti-corruption commission with real teeth. We change minds. To donate, head on over to australiainstitute.org.au.
Hey, this is Hannah Melville-Ray from the Australia Institute. I'm listening to the new Blurt with Wency and the Kegsta, and you should be too. It's on Tuesday nights, live from around 8 p.m.
It's a party in the USA.
I don't know what I can say about the USA at the moment. Honestly to God, it is a complete and utter basket case. It is a massive, massive shit show. I mean, I know it has been for a long time, but it absolutely is. And the
Let me
debate
guess.
was on. Sorry.
Let me guess. Are we talking politics?
Yes.
Yes, I got it. Because it could be a number of things in America, but I'm glad I got it right first time. Okay, carry on.
No, absolutely. No, it's a good call. It's a very, very good call. And you know what though? It's not just what's happening in America. It's some of the exports that they are actually exporting to the rest of the world, and that actually brings me to some of the exports in that Liberal MP Julian Leeser, who was in control of the Voice to Parliament when they were in. He was Minister of Aboriginal Affairs, wasn't he?
Indigenous Affairs, wasn't he?
Indigenous
Yeah, I think
Affairs.
so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
He
Which
criticised
had been
the
doing for
American.
10 years.
Sorry?
Which had been doing for about 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And supporting him.
he's a yes supporter. Yeah, absolutely. And let's just get this 100% straight, because yes and no means something. Yes means something. No means that you don't want to give an Indigenous person a voice in Parliament, and yes means that you do. It's really simple.
Pretty simple.
It's not difficult. It's really not difficult. And so far, it's so not difficult that Briggs has come out and said publicly that he'll be voting yes, and the reason he's voting yes is to make it exactly as I just said, make it simple, just to to explain why. And it was quite funny. I was watching. I think I was watching Q&A, and as I said to you, I normally watch this stuff on 1.5, but I was watching it when Noel Pearson started speaking. As soon as Dan Tehan started speaking, I had to fast forward. I just can't talk. I can't listen to that man. He makes me feel dumber the more he opens his mouth. Every time he talks, I just feel dumber. And and you know the most ironic thing about that? He was the education minister. He can't even speak. I mean, I would love to know if he's ever actually read the Australian Constitution. I really would. In fact, I would love to know if nearly all of the so-called elite no campaigner voters have ever even thought about reading the Australian Constitution, because nearly everything
or understand how it works.
Well, absolutely. And Noel Pearson had to explain to he'd been Noel-splained to Dan Tehan on the show. He had to explain to him what it actually did, and it was good too. And PK was good too, Patricia Karvelas, because she was actually making people accountable. She wasn't just letting them go on their little run of absolutely. She wasn't just letting them spout their mistruths and misinformation and disinformation and outright lies, blah blah blah. So the other good thing about PK, she's a Collingwood supporter. Yay, PK!
Yes, and so is Amy Remekis.
See all the good ones.
Journo. See all the good journos.
She's a cracker too. Barry Cassidy, another cracker.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
nice one.
One who actually started the Insiders, which used to be really nice to listen to. Anyway, we digress, as usual. Liberal MP Julian Leeser criticised the American-style politics of the No campaign in Australia, and he accuses the campaigns of lacking any empathy for Indigenous Australians at all. And all I have ever seen from anyone that's voting no is anger. That's all I've ever seen.
Exactly.
You know,
I still haven't heard a valid no argument. Nothing at all.
I have heard some progressive no sort of valid arguments. I can understand where they're coming from, but they're still missing the point. And that's what Briggsy was saying. Briggsy was saying exactly the same thing. He said, "Look,
Senator Briggs, as in the original
yes
Briggs,
yes,
the rapper hip hop
Yes.
rapper, Australian Indigenous from Shepparton,
Yes.
from Yorta people.
That's the
They-
one. Yes.
Awesome. Right. I have to watch that Q&A, which was on last
Yes.
night.
You do, but he wasn't on it.
Right. Okay. When you keep mentioning his name, I thought he was on the show.
No, I mentioned his name because I saw an article that popped up this afternoon, and I was like, "Oh, come on, Briggsy, do a song, will you?" It'd be great to get a song, and
Yeah.
because there's heaps of people out there be going, "Oh, if Briggsy's on it, well, I'm very much going to vote for Briggs rather than Pauline Hanson."
Oh, for sure.
I
That's a
mean,
no-brainer, really.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what it should be. That's what the advertisement should be. Do you want to be a Pauline? Please explain. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, seriously. It's. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Well,
got
if you
people
vote
like
no,
people like. Okay.
I was just going to say, if you vote no, do you realise you're on the same side as Pauline Hanson, Clive Palmer,
Scott Morrison.
Dutton, and all Scott
Scummo.
Morrison, and all these other people? So really, anyway, yeah, go on. You're
Yeah,
over to you.
no, absolutely. No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. One of the things I did have a look at was the 20 worst lies in American politics. And I
Okay.
wonder if you can imagine out of 20 worst lies where Orange Head would come.
Out of 20, maybe 19.
I see what you're doing. No, it goes the other way.
Right.
So in this
All right.
case, it's number 4.
Okay.
But what I thought was a bit, this is from an MSN bit of information, but what I thought was almost trivial about this, not what I'm about to read, but what was trivial is that number 5 or 6 or something with Bill Clinton. Now you cannot equate telling lies about whether you did or didn't have sex with someone to someone that has just encouraged an insurrection in their own country.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. I don't know how they seriously. But anyway, the Washington Post's fact checker database reported that Orange Head made 30,573 false or misleading claims during his presidency.
Jeez. Wow, that's over 4 years.
Yep. And his assertion that the 2020 election was stolen, obviously, is still not substantiated. In other words, it's total bullshit. Yep. So now there's some really interesting things happening with Orange Head at the moment. And we could almost do a Trump Watch Inside party with the USA, but I'm not going to. I'll just tell you about it. In case you're not across it, there's a case that just started yesterday today, I think, in America, whereby Trump has fraudulently overvalued his properties and has been doing that since 2017, I think, to 2021. Now, why this is important is because it enables him to get cheap loans.
Right. Okay.
Because he's a developer. He's a real estate developer.
Yeah.
And that is all he is.
Yeah.
And when his dad died, he was given $100 million.
Right.
So remember that. He was given $100 million.
Yeah. True.
So he's given $100 million. He has, as I say, he's fraudulently estimated his valued his properties, Mar-a-Lago, etc. They reckon that he's overvalued Mar-a-Lago at least 10 times, I think it was.
Jeez, wow. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is quite a lot. And he not overvalued, but actually physically overstated how big his apartment is in Trump Tower. So apparently it's 10,000 square feet squared, I think.
Right.
But he
Right.
said
Yep.
it was 30,000. 200% more.
Right.
And
Just like his tiny hands.
just like his tiny hands.
He says they're normal. He says they're normal, but they're not. They're tiny.
They are. They are. When you're 6'3" and you got hands that small, they are tiny. So
Yeah.
you're exactly right. But so the issue with all of this is that it's fraud in New York State, et cetera. The Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, has been investigating this for quite a long time. She's taken him to a court. A judge oversaw this the other day, and there is no jury with this one because it's a civil case.
Right.
And it's a civil case. But he said, the judge did, he said he's looking for a $250 million fine.
Wow.
Which, with him overvaluing his stock anywhere from 800 million to 2.2 billion.
Big numbers.
And how much he's been spending on lawyers, etc. They're not even sure if he's going to be able to pay the fine, if he's got that like in liquid to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he can't,
It's all
then
just
he'll be
paper money,
in a lot of
really.
trouble. Sorry?
Yes, it will be. It's all just
Yeah.
fake paper money, I guess, is what he's valued.
Yeah,
Doesn't really have
absolutely.
liquid stock, like you said. Yeah, probably.
No, 100%. And even his assets, as I say. But the kicker with this is that there is a chance, and it's a very real chance, that he could lose all his properties in New York.
Oh, poor guy.
And never be allowed to do any business in New York again.
Oh. Wow. Oh.
It's pretty, yeah. It's
Would
pretty
that
serious.
stop him from being able to run for presidency again, though?
No, I don't think so. And just so
Right.
you know,
So
this
he can
has
still run,
nothing. Yeah, this has nothing to do with his other 91 indictments.
Right, of course.
This is outside of that.
Surely one of them's got to stick. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if this one sticks, it's gonna make it hard for him, because the only way that you can be president in America, because it's such a fucked up country, is that when it comes to politics in particular, is you have to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I found
that's
out, because I wasn't quite across this, but I found out the other day, and it all makes sense now. I didn't quite get it. So you have independents, right, in America,
Yep.
that vote in the election, in the general election, right?
Yeah.
I.e., they're not part of any party.
Yep.
I.e., they're not
Similar
part
to
of
what we've got.
Democrats, or they're not. Well, just bear with me. They're not part of the
Yep.
GOP, and they're not part of the Democratic Party. But what that means is, when it comes to voting for a leader of a party, the independents can't even vote at all. So their vote is not counted at all.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is that the only people that are voting for Trump to be the primary candidate are his own people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sort of makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So just the GOP. But what it means is all these independents that may hate him, one, they can't vote for Biden. Like if Biden's going to be the primary, well, they don't need to vote for Biden because Biden's going to be the primary. There is no election for it, type thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that independents don't appear in polls, etc., because you have to be. It's such a stupid country. You have to be registered.
Part of a party.
Yeah, you have to register. Yeah, not to vote, to be part of a party. Spot on. Yeah. So it's
Do they have? I wonder. Do they have other parties like we do with the Greens, Democrats? or what used to be the Democrats, they're not around. They're slowly making a comeback. Liberal Democrats, One Nation. Do they have similar parties like that, do you think?
They have a couple, not many, and the main reason is exactly what I talked about before, because it costs millions of dollars for advertisements and buses right across the country. Because you got to remember that America is a huge country. Geographically, it's probably a bit bigger than Australia, but they've got 50 states to go to.
Yeah, and they're all big populations too. So
Well, not all of them, but some are, and many, many have quite big ones. Yeah. So,
comparative to Australian states.
yes, correct. Yes. Yeah. We're talking 26 million to 330 million. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But anyway, so yes, I thought I'd just allude to that a little bit. Also, there was something else that happened this week, which is pretty damn important. In the US Congress averted government shutdown by passing a stopgap bill with overwhelming Democratic support. Basically, what that means is they have this stupid thing that you have to fund at least you have to back that you're going to fund at least 30% of the spending for the budget for the next year or something along those lines.
Yep.
And you need to get a certain amount of vote through the Congress, etc., for that to happen. And that didn't happen when Trump was elected, and they shut down government for a while, which was pretty horrible because obviously it means that parks and rangers and nurses, all those sort of people that work for the government don't get paid. But the worst part about that is that anyone that's doing contract work or temporary pay, they don't get any back pay as such.
Any work either?
Well, they don't get any back pay. So when they do go, they don't get any back pay, whereas the others will get their back pay because they're they're a contractor.
During that
and some of them just can't afford not to be. So
good point.
So the only reason that so I think it's mid-November they've got, and they'll have to have another chat this time. As I say, it's really, really stupid. But the Republican Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who's really an interesting cat, turned to Democrats for help passing a stop-that spending bill. This move helped to avoid the government shutdown. However, this decision has left McCarthy politically vulnerable because he was very lucky to get Speaker the first time. He had to get a whole bunch of MAGA heads on board to get him the speakership. Probably remember it took 13 days for him to be inaugurated.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that. It took quite a long time because they were just sitting on their hands and all the rest of it. They've just got this right-wing nutjob side of the GOP, and they're just pandering to them far too much. So far-right, allegedly pedophile Congressman Gates has moved to oust McCarthy for working with Democrats. So, i.e., because he's worked with the Democrats, because they didn't shut down the government, because people are actually getting paid, etc., this genius is trying to get him removed as Speaker of the House.
Right.
So,
sounds like Australian politics. Oh, hang on. We're importing American politics and ideals to our democracy.
Yeah.
What you were saying earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we are getting some. I mean, Dutton is straight out of Gates's. Those two could be best buds.
Playbook.
I mean, for sure. Yeah, he's a shocker. I mean, he really is terrible.
On the Captain No stuff, so that we're clear, not the other stuff that is alleged of.
Oh, Gates. Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's so much information about Matt Gates. It's not funny. Or it might be his best friend or whatever, but he knows about it. But anyway, I'm not going anymore with that. No. I just thought I would mention that. I did have a little bit more here, but I think that's probably enough. That is probably enough, Party of the USA, unless you have anything that you wanted to talk about, Wenty, before we go.
No, it's pretty much a lot that's happened in America this past week or two since we last talked about them.
Oh, yeah,
so,
you're not
I've got
wrong.
nothing. And like you said, like I've said earlier, I've been busy the last few days working here, so I haven't had time to look at what's happening in America, let alone
Yeah.
in our little country, Australia.
Yes.
So,
No.
yes.
Yeah, no, I do. I absolutely do get that. But before we do go, though, just so people realise, it's the 3rd of October, which means, if I am correct, the referendum vote is next weekend. I think that's right.
Saturday week.
Yeah. So when I say next weekend, I don't mean this weekend coming. I go next weekend coming.
Next
So
weekend, correct.
14th of October. I think all around
Yes.
the country you can pre-poll already, I believe.
For most areas, I think. I
I
don't know how it works, but it was staggered. I can't remember
Oh,
exactly
really?
when and where.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some areas where you could start pre-polls before the 4th. Otherwise, it wasn't open until the 4th or something. I can't remember the details, but
Right.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Regardless, if you don't know, go find out.
Yes.
Just get your information. There'll be plenty of leaflets out there. Information on social media.
There will be. Hey,
find
you were
out.
talking about Briggsy. You were talking about Shepparton before. I believe he's
Yes.
actually doing a gig up there.
Yes, that's right. He worked out that nobody was doing a concert in support of the Yes campaign.
Yeah.
So he just gathered a few of his mates like Paul Kelly and said, hey, guys, what are you doing on the 6th of October, which is this Friday, in Shepparton? And yeah, he's created a massive concert with big stars, which I'm hoping that you're working on in the background to find out who else is coming. So if you're in the Shep area, we've got nothing else to do on Friday. Baker Boy. Awesome. It'll be great to watch.
Baker Boy, Briggs, and Paul Kelly. And the show, yeah, Baker Boy's awesome. Very good in concert. And it's called the Now and Forever Concert.
Correct.
And
who else is playing?
Can
you see who else is playing there?
Where you get tickets. Oh, yes, actually. Give me a second. If you go to yes23.com.au/now_and forever concert, you can say whether you want to come. The tickets are $21.50, and the as Wency said, it's October the 6th. Damn good concert. Gee whiz. 3 p.m. till 10 p.m. That's crazy. The tickets are $21.50.
Hilltop Hoods
Shepparton
will be there.
Really?
Jimmy
Oh my
Barnes.
God! Really? Oh yes, you're right. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Barker, who I have heard of Barker. I can't remember what type of music
Emma
they
Donovan,
play.
which is Casey Donovan's cousin, and she is awesome. Emma Donovan is off the charts. Moju is meant to be very good as well. That is an amazing lineup, and obviously got AB Original. So yeah, if do yourself a favor, if you're anywhere near Shepparton, go to that gig. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks really, really good. So that's October the 6th, which I believe is this Friday.
Friday, correct.
Yes. So yeah. So if you're at that way, you can contact Mandy Hogan. There's 49 RSVPs. I don't know how many they need, etc. But yeah, it looks magnificent. So get down there. We will have a link to this in our show notes. So that should be all good. That should be all good.
Awesome.
We'll make sure, and I'll probably ping this after the show anyway. Put it on our Blurt Star Instagram, etc.
Yep. Great idea.
Yeah, make sure people know about it. It looks absolutely amazing. If I was up that way, I would go. But yeah, lucky people are Shepparton. Go out there.
Yeah, go do it. It starts at 3 p.m. I believe. So yeah, if you're working, take the day off, or work half a day and head up. Easy.
Yeah,
go enjoy it.
Definitely do that. Yep, absolutely. I don't think it's meant to be too hot, so I think it'd be fantastic for a gig. So should enjoy that. Bit of a weird show tonight, people. We realise that, but it was a bit pie centric. But any pie fans out there probably like it, so that's good. I don't have a lot more to say other than I will see you in a couple of days' time.
I will. All right.
All right.
In real life.
In real
IRL,
life,
as they say, as the young'uns say.
IRL, yes, IRL, absolutely. You've got all the details, yeah?
Yes.
You know where you're going? Yes. Good.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, fantastic. Yes, that
All
is the right word to say. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. All right, buddy. We'll see you later. See you, people.
All right. See you, everyone. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Vote yes.